Utah State head coach Jerrod Calhoun. Coach, will just one thoughts on the next game.
I'll just answer questions. I got a little too many thoughts right now.
No free throws. This is probably the first game where that's been a major problem. We've had up and down, but this is kind of the first time where you missed this many. Is this something that just kind of comes out of the blue sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, it's basketball. Things happen, right? You're going to have nights where you can't make a three, nights where you can't make a free throw. To me, how you win those games is staying connected. I thought we were very disjointed really over the last 30 hours. I didn't like our practice yesterday. Certainly didn't like the way we played today. I think sometimes you got to give the other team credit. I thought UNLV played really, really hard. They beat us on the glass, +9. I thought Josh had a great plan, changing his defenses, something that we knew we were going to see. So you got to give them a lot of credit, first and foremost. Secondly, there's just no excuses to play the way we did. It's a collective effort. I thought we got out-coached, we got out-played, and obviously our worst loss since I've been the coach here, for sure.
Seems like you guys were on a roll, too. The first 7, 8 minutes of the second half, got 14 points.
Yeah, very strange game. You go up 9, then you look, it's 3, then you're up, I think, 14 in the second half. It's kind of how we practice, to be honest with you, Sean. You guys aren't here every day. You're dealing with 18 to 23-year-old kids. They're very inconsistent. There's going to be a lot of highs and lows throughout a season. Obviously, this is a low for us. I don't feel like we've gotten better over the last 7, 8 days, and that really stinks as a coach because you put a lot of time into scouting and practice, and I'm not getting the effort from a lot of guys. And it's really listening to our listening is really bad in huddles. When they hit that 3, I signal to Drake, we want to go 1-3-1 after a made free throw, and we don't get in that, right? That's a problem. Communication on the court has got to get better because we have to be able to coach and adjust throughout a game, and we weren't able to do that tonight.
Kind of on the note of getting leads and losing, the bench unit seemed to have a lot of guys in there.
Horrific. It was one of the worst bench performances I've seen in a long time. We had 2 kids that were minus 13 at halftime on the scorecard. I've never, just horrific effort tonight from the bench. Horrific.
Seems like the last couple of games, teams have really put an emphasis on controlling MJ, limiting his shots, his open shots. He hasn't shot the ball as well. Just how do you feel like that's kind of spilled over?
Yeah, I mean, you got to have some humility. You got to get out and you got to get easy baskets for good players and scorers, right? And the first part of the game, we did that, right? We created tempo. We got shots. You got to understand, when you're averaging 20 a game, good coaches and good teammates or good players, teammates, they don't like that. So they're going to be physical with you. You're part of the game plan. He's never been part of any game plan, right? He's averaged 7.5 points a game last year. So I think he'll get better with that. But we need some other guys to step up as well because he is being really bodied and checked. And, in college basketball, they typically watch the ball, right? And we run a lot of off-ball shuffle cuts. And the freedom of movement sometimes I think is out the door in college basketball off the ball. So we got to continue to design some things for him to help him. But he's just got to continue to have humility, continue to work, and come to work every day. We'll get him good shots.
You mentioned players stepping up. Adlin, tied his career high points. Mason had, I think, his 3rd straight 20-point game. So you did have a couple guys that stepped up and played.
Yeah, I mean, Addie's getting better and better. He's got a motor. He can make a shot. He looks like those UNLV guys. He looks like Grand Canyon guys, right? He's big. He's long. He's athletic. Scotty said, something about bigs. I said, well, we need more rev share money. We need school to give us some money, to be honest with you. We need more size, right? Like we went out and raised all the donors, right? So I'm hoping our plan moving forward with rev share can allow us to do that, get some positional size, because we need help down there.
UNLV didn't have much from their bench either, but those guys, even with 4 or 5.
Yeah, they don't typically have tons of guys that help off the bench if you really watch them. So it's not a surprise.
Jones coming back though, where he was out for a little while, looked like he might be done, and then ended up being
Good player.
back.
I mean, 15 minutes up the road, Leighton Christian, Las Vegas kid. I think it's one of the neatest stories in the country. When I saw him 6-8 months ago, he was not that. That kid has worked. That kid's got a motor. You know, he's going to be a terrific player. Shot blocker, motor. You know, he's really good. Really good. I like him a lot.
Shot just 29% from 3 tonight. You kind of have these swings throughout the season where you shoot really well for a couple of games and you struggle for a couple of games. Just what's the difficulties managing that as a coach? Where you're kind of
It is what it is. Keep shooting them. Try to go rebound them. You know, the more you guys write articles about it, hurts it, to be honest with you. Free throws and, you know, Coach Stu told me this, like, Stu Morrill told me this, you don't talk about shooting slumps or free throws with kids, like, because it just gets in their head. So I just try, Mark, not to even talk about it. You know, if we miss them, we miss them.
Coach, it's kind of been a recurring problem, but you know, tonight you still did well again with fast breaks, points off turnovers, things like that. But how can you guys improve your offense after, you know, opponent made shots or fouls, things like that when the game?
You mean like when it's in the half court?
Right.
Yeah, I don't love our half court offense. I don't, you know, we don't. We got to continue to get better at it. There's too many things I could talk about. I don't like our off-ball spacing. I don't like our setups. I don't like our screening. If you look at our screening in the first half, it's just awful. There's a lot of parts of basketball that go unnoticed. Cutting is bad. Anything in a half court, we have to get better. This team is a horrific half-court offensive team, to be honest with you. One of the worst I've had in my last 5 years. It's really bad right now. Reading the ball, you know, understanding it. You know, you got 2 freshmen out there that's an adventure, and that's, you know, sometimes, you know, you look out there and you've got like 4 of the 5 are all new. You know, they still don't understand concepts. You know, some of those guys. So we got to look at the data and figure out who can actually play with each other, like, because that one group was so bad. Anything else good? All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.